2025 fashion trend predictions. We're starting out with the obvious. I've been talking about this for a while now, so this shouldn't be a shock to anyone. Minimalism. Now, I'm not talking about minimalism from a lifestyle perspective. I'm not talking about owning less clothes. I'm talking about minimalistic design. Okay, next. I do think skinny jeans are coming back. There's been so much discourse. I can't even stay away from the discourse around skinny jeans. Everybody's debating, are the skinny jeans coming back this year? Are they not? To be honest, I haven't seen anyone really wearing skinny jeans, at least in my world or in my algorithm. Like, the algorithm is not feeding me videos of people wearing skinny jeans. So I haven't seen it in action yet, but I do think this year skinny jeans are back as a part of indie sleaze vibes. But I don't think it's what we're all afraid of. I think we're all afraid of jeggings. That's what we're all really afraid of. Skinny jeans themselves, yeah, they're not great. But I think what we're really all traumatized by is like low-waisted jeggings. That was skinny jeans at their worst form in, the 2010s. That's not coming back. Okay, so don't worry. We're not going to be spending 10 minutes getting our super skinny, low-waisted jeggings up our legs before work or school. Like, that's never happening again, right? But I do think skinny jeans are going to come back. But I think that they're actually going to be less hideous than we imagine. In fact, when I think about styling skinny jeans, I'm not repulsed, which is really frightening. Because a few years ago, if you would have asked me if skinny jeans would ever come back, I would have said maybe, but like, I will never, like, I can't even imagine it. Like, it's going to be hideous. I could see it being cool. I'm definitely thinking outside the box when I'm thinking of skinny jeans looking cool, but it's not impossible. And I think it will be done this year. Am I going to participate? Probably not. Although, never say never, because I might get inspired and really want to do it. And I might pick up a pair, but I doubt it. And I'm going to wait as long as possible until I'm exploding and bursting at the seams and need to wear skinny jeans, which I don't think will happen. But again, never say never. Okay, next. Micro glitter matte lipstick. Okay, close your eyes and think about the early 2000s and think about the makeup trends and think about the lipstick that the beloved women in your life were wearing. It was shimmery. It was light pink. It was micro glitters. It was like almost holographic. I think that that's coming back. I was thinking about the makeup that my mom wore when I was a kid randomly the other day, like completely randomly. Like, I was daydreaming and that just popped into my head. And I was like, that lipstick is definitely going to come back. I just had this gut feeling. And then like a week or two later, I was watching the first episode of Sex and the City for the first time, actually, because I've never watched that show. My friends were watching the first episode of Sex and the City, and I noticed that the main character was wearing that type of lipstick. And I was like, whoa, there it is again. I totally see it. Micro glitter, shimmer, matte lipstick, early 2000s lipstick vibe. Just, I don't know. I see it coming back. Okay, next. This is so random. This is literally so random. Polka dots. Yeah, polka dots. Listen, you'll notice that I'm saying a lot of timeless, classic, obvious patterns. Stripes, I mentioned earlier. Polka dots, I'm mentioning now. I'm going to mention stripes probably one or two more times because I think stripes are really going to be in this year. I know what you're thinking, Emma, these are the most obvious, timeless patterns. I know, but I think that that's why they're going to be in this year. I think we all have such trend fatigue from keeping up with trends for the past few years. We're so exhausted with the speed of trend cycles. I think a lot of people are going to be making timeless choices this year, almost out of necessity. Like, oh my God, what can I buy that I can wear for more than 6 months without getting bored of it? And so I think classic patterns like stripes and polka dots are going to be in. But specifically, we're talking about polka dots right now. I usually get red nails when I go to the nail salon. I just always get red nails. But the last time I was there, I got little polka dots because I really do believe that polka dots are going to be stylish again. I think that they're always stylish, but I think it's going to be one of those patterns that we're not going to be able to get away from. Luckily, I think if you buy something polka dot now, you'll be able to wear it forever, because I do think that polka dots are very timeless. But I do think, we might get a little bit bored of polka dots by the end of this year. I could see that happening if they do fully come back to the extent that I think that they will. Next, asymmetrical stuff. This is something I am predicting because I've been seeing it pop up more and more on Pinterest. And I actually have a few asymmetrical pieces in my closet that I've collected over the years. So it definitely has been in already for the last few years, but I think it's going to be mainstream this year. I think it's going to be huge. Like everything's going to be asymmetrical. And by asymmetrical, I mean like, let's say you have a little sweater. Instead of the buttons going down the middle, the buttons are going down the left side of the sweater. Or even weird shit like a shirt where one sleeve is long and one sleeve is short. Or a skirt where like the left side of the skirt is long and the right side of this skirt is like a foot shorter. Or a seam that goes down a weird part of the shirt. Or like, do you see what I'm saying? Asymmetrical stuff. I think that asymmetry is going to be in. I think, to take it a step further, minimalist design that is asymmetrical. So like a classic white button down, but the buttons are like on the left side. Do you see what I'm saying? That is going to be so in. Taking like minimalist design and then really just making it asymmetrical. Oh man, people are going to love that. Okay, next, buttons are the new bows. Yeah, I think that. And I'm frightened. I'm frightened because I love buttons. To me, buttons are timeless, but I think that they're going to be used as a textural element instead of as a functional element, right? Like buttons are technically used on a garment as sort of a closure mechanism, right? The buttons are used to close the garment, right? I think buttons are going to become trendy to the point where there's buttons everywhere on shit. Buttons don't even need to be there. Buttons aren't serving a purpose where they are. And can I be honest? I love this. And I think it's timeless. And I think it might become trendy, but I don't even care because I'm going to love that for the rest of my life. I hope it becomes trendy because then I'm going to buy up all the cool stuff. No, I'm not. I'm trying to not have a shopping addiction this year or ever again for the rest of my life. So I will not buy it up unless maybe I'll buy one special button item. But I am frightened because like I fully love buttons so much that I have a button tattooed on my arm. So I'm worried that it's going to become trendy to put buttons on everything and then everyone's going to start to hate buttons. And then my tattoo of a button is going to look cringe and basic. Not that there's anything wrong with being basic, but I have a button tattoo on my arm because my favorite movie is Coraline. And the button is one of the main symbols of the movie. And so that's why I have a button on my arm. And that's why I love buttons so much. Next. So this is not necessarily like a fashion trend in the sense of like clothing or makeup or whatever. This is more of like a physical human body trend, which, listen, I'm not saying that we should have body related trends. Okay. I don't think that that's great. Right. However, it's the case. For the last few years, the trend has been sort of Barbie doll aesthetic. You know what I mean? Looking like a Barbie doll, being perfectly symmetrical, having plump lips, having plump cheekbones, having the perfect little nose. Like people, you know, many people were going and, you know, getting cosmetic procedures done to accomplish this look. Unfortunately, it's become a trend to get certain procedures done, right? Well, I actually think that that's over. I think everyone looking the same like a little Barbie doll, I think that that's out. And listen, I'm not trying to shit on anyone who looks that way or who has, you know, chosen to go get those procedures or do whatever. Like, I get it. Okay, I get it. If that's what you like or that's what you liked in the past, it's none of my business. It's up to you what you do with your face or body or whatever. I don't care. But I think it's gotten to the point now where everybody's sort of getting the same procedures done, right? Everybody's getting their lips done. A lot of people are getting rhinoplasties, getting their nose done. A lot of people are getting filler and Botox in the same areas, right? There's sort of become a trend of getting these certain procedures done. And what's ended up happening is a lot of people look the same. Oh my God, veneers, like getting veneers, super trendy, fake teeth that are super perfect. This has become a trend, perfection, right? And now we have a lot of people who have a very similar nose and have very similar teeth and have a very similar jawline and have a very similar, whatever. Listen, we're all different, but like there's definitely a lot of similarities. And so I think as a response to that, it's going to become trendy to have aesthetic quirks about your look. Now, listen, in an ideal world, it would be a trend to have your own unique quirks, whatever those may be, right? So like everybody's different, meaning everybody has their own unique quirks, and those are all inherently trendy. Unfortunately, that's not how our society works. I see it being like cherry-picked sorts of quirks. You know what I'm saying? Like having a gap in your teeth, trendy. I could see that being trendy. I could even see people going in, if they don't have any quirks, going and getting quirks manufactured, going and getting a gap in your teeth, like going and getting grinded. Can you even do that? I don't know. Get the gap grinded down so that you have a gap in your teeth. Or like, getting an ear implant so that your ears look unique, or like getting freckles tattooed, or shaving off your eyebrows. I can't explain this, but I just see a trend happening where looking weird or quirky becomes a trend. Because the last few years, it's been trendy to all get the same procedures that make you look like a perfect Barbie doll. And I think the opposite is going to become trendy. So people who already have a gap in their teeth, or already have a bunch of freckles, or already have a mole on their lip, or have a birthmark on their face, like these things are going to be really celebrated, and at times perhaps even manufactured. I think there's a chance that it'll become like a cosmetic procedure trend to like add quirks to your appearance. I don't know if it's even possible. Like, could you go to a dentist and say like, I want to get a gap in my teeth like Madonna? Does she have a gap in her teeth? I think she does. Yeah, like I want a Madonna gap in my teeth. Would the dentist do it? Probably. I don't know. That might be far-fetched, but I could kind of see it.